they walk in faith. I had to actually walk out on faith uh, by force. Like she said, I got my license in 2023. And at that time, I got them in October of 2023. Me and my son had got sick with the flu A in December of 2023. I was working a 9 to 5. And because of my son had issues and I was taking him to therapy, I was missing too much time. And then so they basically said either you quit or we fire you, which was really the same thing. So I had to kind of walk out on faith and was like, you know what, Lord, you didn't bring me this far to leave me. And so I just took on and was on since then. And that was literally my last time clocking in to anyone's job was December the 12th of 2023.
Wait a
And
second. Can we pause for stage? Can y'all hear me clapping? Because these claps are loud. They are so loud. Can we pause for stage and identification? Did she say that she walked out of corporate and haven't looked back? Let's get it. Let's go. Congratulations, Nia. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going.
so yes, I was able to pretty much, I ain't gonna say pretty much, but I was able to retire myself at the age of 35. Never thought in a million years that I would be able to do that and go into my own business. I already knew from a kid that I wanted to be a boss, wanted to be in my own business. All my other previous jobs, I was management, leadership,
Period.
um, and had that behind me, so to say. And so I always was like, I'm gonna work for myself. I just didn't know what exactly it would be. But, I ended up bumping back into Caitlin. Well, say bumping back into hers because her family, already was acquainted with her family, not knowing of her.
Hey, I had no idea. I had no idea she knew
No
my
idea.
name. She knew
But just
my
just the way God aligns people, like we say, God align things the way they're supposed to be. And he, pretty much aligned and put me and her back, and put us in each other's path. And I
Yes.
reached out to her, and it's been, history ever since. Like I said, I know her family personally. I stayed the night at her grandmother's house. I knew her dad before her, like her aunt. So like I know her family, but I didn't know of her. And then just the way God, like I said, aligned things. I end up through Facebook, and now we're, the best of sis. That's my sis. So she's seen the worst, she's seen the best, and she's been there through thick and thin. I've been, I've had my, like you said, challenging time through the industry. Um, and she's been there every step of the way. I don't care really what it is. She's seen me cry. She's seen the worst of me. Like, girl, I don't know what to do. Like, oh my gosh, like, girl, you can't give up. I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad you believe in me because, I mean, I need somebody to believe in me. So, just borrowing her belief from her believing in me helped me believe more in myself. Not that I didn't, but it's just scary stepping into a new, industry and just not really knowing what to do and how to do it, but just following what she says. And it's a duplicable system, and it's very, just listen, to be very coachable, be very just listen, do, and I don't mean like that, but do as we say or she say, because people now are starting to reach out to me, and I learned from her, and so I just kind of just pass it along and try to help others as I've been helped, as I have been helped, pour into others' cups as people has poured into mine. So, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I love it. I love it, every bit of it.
I love it too. I love it so much. And one thing that I've always told her, and she probably remembers, is I believed in her just like I believe in myself. See, the word told me to, honor my mother, honor thy father. However, but he also said that to love one another as we love self. And if we're taking it out of word and we're putting it into business, like at the end of the day, like how could I truly, Nia, you're gonna and not believe, like I have to, and the power, and this is the power behind leadership, family, for anybody that wants to continue to grow in leadership. And remember, I said this last call, leadership is not just in finance. Oh, I'm a life insurance agent and I'm a leader in my company. Absolutely not. You have to be a leader in your household, right? You have to be a leader in your community, in your church, or wherever you're at, in the environments you're in. It's not just about being a leader in business. Please don't be small-minded. Let's think large, okay? So, family, in order for me to have to believe in her, I had to believe in myself first. Is my thing about to die? I had to believe in myself first, right? And I did have to create that. And it took some trials and errors even for me, you guys. Damon, plenty of times I didn't believe. I didn't believe. Let me tell you guys what I believed about myself. Can we be open, honest, and transparent? Hey, and if you're on YouTube watching this call, and watching this replay on YouTube, kudos to you. But you guys are about to hear the real, the raw, and the uncut. Because I became a mother of two children before 20, right? And I was in a environment that wasn't, it was the hood, okay? Just what it is, okay? I was supposed to be a statistic to the system, Section 8, food stamps, public housing, EBT. I had two baby daddies. Yeah, not just one, two of them. Two at the age of 20. Okay, I felt eventually like the worst person in the world, that I was undeserving, that I was unworthy, that I was never going to be. I need to depend on the government. I don't just have one baby dad. I have two of them. You guys, there's some of you guys didn't even know that. Yes, right. I had to break through believing that I deserved what was next for me because of what I was in at that time of my life. When I was working at Cheddar Scratch Kitchen the year of 2020, and no, from the year of 2019 to the year of 2021, I had my son in the year 2019, and then the year of 2021, I needed a job. I needed a job, family. And I didn't have a college degree. All I had was a face that I used a lot. That's another story for another day. Those are for another conversations. You guys, this isn't even life insurance conversation right now, right? But I want you guys to understand that I come from ugly. Like, it was very ugly. And I truly didn't believe that I was deserving, right? I mean, you guys maybe see the outside, but you didn't know what I was feeling on the inside. I mean, feeling like I'm undeserving, like I don't want to be here, like I need to block out all emotions and void it out and fall victim, go here and go to there and live a life that wasn't conducive for my success. So, in order for that to have changed, it all started with believing. It all had to start with what I was saying to myself. And the moment that I was able to grasp that in, family, and the moment that you can grasp that in, I don't know your story, family. I don't know your testimony, family. I don't know where you come from, family. I don't know your situation, family, right? But I want you to know that you can come up out of that. Okay. Each and every single day, you can strive to become better, right? Constant and never ending improvement. Nia, I want you to elaborate really quick. When you first started in the industry, you were kind of like, talk about like the financial part. Like, how did you go from 2023 to like today, like on the business side, on the finance life insurance side? What do you feel like changed for you?
Really what changed for me was really following the system because I was trying to not really do it myself, but um because of being, like I had just recently left a really bad marriage and going through a divorce. So I started over from scratch, went back home to my parents. And so I was just trying to figure out, how to survive, how to start a life that I didn't even know of because I got with him. I was 20, turning 21. I was with him 14 years. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I had a son. I was like, I got to figure this out because I have a son. I can't just let it, fall under. So I was like, oh, I got to figure it out. So I got into the industry. I started, I'm like, okay, then I moved out on my own. Well, I was out on my own, paying all my bills. I'm just like, now I'm in the industry. So now, I hear you guys like, oh, you can't, don't pay this and invest in the lease. I'm like, I gotta pay my light bill. I got light bill that's due. Like I gotta start, I gotta figure this out. So it was more so me just being scared of my own potential. And I know that anything that I've touched, I don't care. I done sold crowds before. I do
You
hair. I
sure
do
did.
anything. Anything that I touch, I finesse and I work it. So I know I just was scared of my own potential, so to say. So I'm like, man, what if I invest this and then it don't flip back, as I needed to? So I was like, you know what? Let me just do as they say, took it and invested in myself. And so I invested in myself. And when I did that first investment, it just kind of kept it going. Once you make that first investment, then, you receive the benefits from it, and you just take it and you reinvest it and still be able to do what you supposed to do as far as paying your bills and taking care of your family and everything. But it was very hard at first because, again, like I said, I was out on my own. I didn't know what I didn't know. It was all new to me. But I had my son looking at me at all times, mommy, and I couldn't fail. I can't fail. There was no room for failure. And so, like, even now, that's what continues for me to go. And then I ended up talking to Damon, and he was like, just certain things that I needed to kind of get in order mindset wise. And, I ended up moving out again because I went back. I ended up moving back out. Um, and then now he's in school, he's in private school. It was all these things that I wanted to do for him, and now I'm able to do it and continue to keep it going, and just now starting to build teams and starting to help others learn that the opportunity is what it is, and it's not a scam. People think it's a scam and you can't do this and you can't do that, but
Oh,
just like I said, you just live see with success, like we said, copy the right cat, so to say. But it really had me. It really boiled down to me believing in myself for one, and stop sleeping on my own potential. Um, that's really, yeah. That's really I can.
that's
That's
it.
really
That's
that's all
it.
I
And
can
that's
say.
the thing. It
I
sounds
mean, it's not to sound so cliche. I mean, but that's just really what it was. Like, no fluff.
It sounds so simple, family. Oh, what's the secret? What's the secret to 30 families in a month, 45 families in a month? What's the secret to 15 families in a month? There is no secret. There's no secret, right? The Bible tells us who to be, and as long as we follow that, guidance will succeed. We will succeed. Okay? Because when we allow the enemy to pull us out of character, family, we get different results. Now, if you understand what it is that we need to do, family, just make it happen. There's no secret sauce to it. And I promise you that, Matt, the quicker you can understand there's no secret sauce, the better. There's no secret sauce. I was a struggling single mom with two baby dads. Some of you guys don't even have children. And not to say my situation's any worse than yours. Absolutely not. I'm not one of those. However, I had a dependent too to take care of. Yeah, and it wasn't easy, right? And there was a lot of things that I had to say no to, family, that I really wanted to do. Oh my goodness. And I still do today because I have goals. Because when I turn 30, if you guys don't know, I'm 26, right? I got 4 years till I'm 30. I desire to be in a whole nother situation than I am right now, especially for these boys, because right now they're 6 and 8, but then they're gonna be like 12 and 13, and I'm gonna be happy about that because mama worked hard in her 20s to make sure that we can live a life of abundance in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 90s, okay? And I want you guys to know wherever you start. You're starting in your 60s, you're starting in your 70s, you're starting in your 40s. Do you guys know how old John Maxwell is? Do you guys know how old Myron Golden is? Look at Trump became president, how old he is. Look at Biden last year was president, how old he was. Age ain't nothing but a number, okay? I don't care what you went through in your life. I don't care what you've experienced. I don't care what neglect maybe you experienced, what negative emotions you've experienced. It does not matter. Go after it and go get it. Okay? Go take it. Just like those men who, when they find those women, that they
I'll
truly.
say, not meaning to cut you off, but the biggest thing is knowing what you want. Because if you don't really know what you want, then you don't know what targets you're hitting. So the first step is understanding and knowing what you want. And when you know what you want, then there's nothing really that's going to stop you from going to get what you want. Once I got tired of being sick and tired, and that's really what it was. You get tired of being sick and tired. You get tired of the same rat hole. You get tired of the same situations. You get tired of the same outcomes. And I just got tired of being sick and tired. And I just wanted to make a change. And I was like, what do I want? Nia, what do you want? Not what do somebody else want. Nia, what do you want? And
Right.
once I finally made that, decision and determination of what I wanted, then that's when I was like, you know what, now what I got to do to get there. who do I need people that's going to help me get there? And the
Mhm.
rest was, and it's still growing. I'm still not done.
And I love how you said who are the people that are going to help me get there. Can we drop in the chat the who? The who is so important, family. Who are we around? Who are we allowing to guide us? Who are we giving our ear to? The who family. The who, like the owl. Who. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. All right, we're about to get into it. So now we're about to get into life insurance. Let's get it. Let's go. So we're going to be closing the gap, family, from activity to income. And you guys, I want you guys to understand that we have to, and we're going to be tackling one of the biggest reasons agents stall out. I see it all the time. I see it all the time from people that aren't even a part of the same organization that I'm in, right? People that are part of different companies. I follow people on social media. I pay attention. I'm an observer. I'm very aware. I like to see what's happening, right? And I see like some people truly stall out. But one thing I realize is they don't it's not they just stall out in life insurance. I see people stall out in a lot of business ventures, rather doing real estate, digital products. They want to be a makeup artist. They want to be an esthetician. They say they're going to do something and they stall out. But we're going to be talking about why is that happening a lot in life insurance and why do we see a lot of agents stalling out, family? And write this down. And this is because you are too busy being busy and not productive. Oh, you are busy being busy. That is not cool. You are too busy being productive. You are too busy being productive, right, family? So we have to be able to identify, right? We have to be able to identify, family, and understand and write it down. Because I don't know if you guys saw, I posted in the community chat last night, and it said, it was from Eric Thomas, and it said, write the vision and make it plain. Ooh, write the vision and make it plain. The more that we write, the more God blesses. The more that we write, the more that we'll do, and the more that we'll have, and the more that we'll experience. Thank you, Damon, for teaching me that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Damon, for the opportunity to understand. I appreciate you. But one thing that I want you guys to understand is there's a huge difference between activity and income. Okay. There's a big, big, big difference. And I need you guys to write this down. You have to write this down on your paper. Because if you write it down on your paper, right, you will be able to like see it, feel it, like it's just absorbed differently versus just hearing me say it, right? So there's a huge difference between activity and income producing activities. And our goal tonight, family, is to be able to close that gap. And I want to talk to you guys about the differences between activity versus income, family. And I want you guys to understand that activity could look like, and if you want to write this down, please do so, like scrolling on the CRM. Like you're not like scrolling on social media, but you're like sorting paperwork. You are trying to figure out and sort all your passwords for your carrier portals. You are watching my replays, True Wealth's replays. You are watching the Life Insurance Academy or Damon replay during income producing hours. Sorry. It's just not okay. Okay? It's not okay, family. Did I do that? Did I do that, Nia?
Yes, I think so. It's gone now.
Oh, sorry, guys. Activity, right? So we want to understand that watching trainings endlessly, that's activity. Organizing your leads, that's activity. Checking emails is activity. Scrolling through the Slack or Telegram channel, that is activity. But what separates the people that are part of the plague from the people that are winning at a high level or winning, period, is they understand that during my income producing hours, I can't be doing activity work. So income producing activities, we like to call IPAs, right? IPAs, income producing activities. That looks like dialing. That looks like presenting, literally closing a client because you're producing income, right? Income producing activities, right? So we want to understand that that's what's going to truly get us paid. The moment I joined this business and I realized if I wasn't on the phone with a client, I wasn't making no money. So that's why I truly don't understand. Like, if you want to make money in this business, why are you doing anything but talking to a client? I'll sit back and wait. Why are we doing anything but scheduling a senior center or a one-to-minis? Why? Nia, why, Nia? I really need help understanding why. Did you, because I struggled. I was there before. I was there. I am no special creature. I did used to be the one that was sorting leads midday, trying to log into my carrier portals midday. Yeah, create content midday. Honey, you need to be on the phone. You need to be in front of Miss Betty. If you don't want to be on the phone, pull up and go into the neighborhoods, go into the communities, family. Because if you're not putting your business out there, you're not getting paid. We don't get paid hourly in this business. I'm just saying, right? So it's like, pull up on them, Jatasia. Pull up on them. Pull up on them, man. Like, listen, if I was in a place where I had nothing but a pull upper, I was only able to pull up. That's all I could do right now in my business because I couldn't maybe buy leads. Maybe I couldn't afford to invest into this. Oh, babe. Nia, what was we doing? What was we doing back in 2023?
Yeah, we were every what we had like three major senior centers, but we were pulling up at senior centers. We were whatever way we could do to continue to keep everything going. We didn't really know about, I mean, before we kind of knew about the lead systems and finding the vendor that we pretty much everyone use now.
Yeah, we wasn't buying leads. We said, hey,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We was like, we got to figure it out. So we ran the play. We ran to play on senior centers. We even had FaceTimes with Damon. FaceTime with Damon, like, what do we do? How do we do it? Are we doing this right? And so there's no room for excuses. Just like as and I always refer back to parenting because that's just like the biggest thing. But there is no excuses. We have to figure it out for our kids. So I say the same thing with my business. Like I have to figure it out. Like there is no room for excuses. I'm sorry. Like you just got to do it. You got to figure it out. If you can't afford a lead, you can't afford any leads. Like we say, pull up. Go to sit at a Starbucks and just start talking to people. Just randomly,
yes, yes, Lord, yes. If you don't have money to buy leads, you're gonna do what you have to do to change the trajectory of your family tree. Keep going.
No, you're fine. So there's been times where I've been just in the store. Sometimes people are like, oh, your hair is nice. Oh, that's good. Or I just randomly, I mean, I've spoke at my son's school, the parent teacher meeting, because I have the luxury of being able to attend every meeting from being in our position of being a life insurance broker. I attend every school meeting, parent teacher meeting. So I was able to speak at his school about life insurance. And he was in pre-K. He just now started kindergarten, but I was able to talk. But just open, not being a secret agent, as we say. But there's all different ways in doing it. You just have to, sit and use your brain. Not like you don't, but you just have to. And then sometimes just talking to other people, talk to Caitlin, ask me, ask your fellow partners, and somebody will say they'll say something, and it'll spark an idea for you. But yeah, you can do it all kind of ways.
But one thing that I will tell you is don't ask us during IPAs. Like,
Yeah, yeah, don't do that. Sorry. I think that was the biggest thing. Yeah, you have to be doing income producing activities.
yeah. So like it's respectfully, we're all business owners, right? At the end of the day, we're self-employed as a life insurance agent. When you start building an agency, you can consider yourself more business owner status because now you have money flowing in without having to do any work on your end in a sense, right? Kinda, sorta, right? But when I'm self-employed, I'm a licensed agent. If I don't go out there and self-employ myself, I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid, family, right? My kids aren't eating, family. The shy salesman has skinny kids. And my boys are skinny, but they eat. They just picky. My they ain't thick like they supposed to be, but they all right, they cute, they tall, they got height to them. Anyway, do we understand that, family? Can we all drop a one in the chat if we understood that? Like, can you write it on your paper as well? I won't get paid unless I'm in the field. I won't get paid unless I'm talking to a client, like a Miss Betty. Like just put their name down, like a fake person's name, a Mr. Johnson, a Mr. Charles, right? I'm not getting paid if I'm not pulling up to the senior home. You need to write it down because the more you have that understanding, the more you'll get to the work. Because at this point, we're wasting time. At this point, we're wasting time. At this point, you're wasting your time, right? And respectfully, like during, the hours of 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m., you should be doing work, whatever that looks like. You've been through a training. You've been through either a training with somebody else, with me, with somebody else, with me, with somebody else, or with me. And we all say the same thing, in a sense. At the end of the day, family, respectfully, you're only hurting yourself if you're not going out there and figuring out how to make the ends meet in this business. I don't care if you have to go print out black and white business cards because you can't afford the colored ones and go pass them around everywhere at the gas station. When you go get gas, wait a second, while my gas is pumping, oh, there's a Miss Betty, right? Hey, Miss Betty, here you go. I just want to hand you this. If you need me, give me a call. Listen, if you want it, you'll go figure it out. Am I right or am I right? Mm. I'm sorry, guys. I get a little passionate about this type of stuff because I remember those days, man. I remember the days, and I still remember the days. I still have my own struggles, but I don't want you guys to confuse movement with progress. There's a guy named John Wooden, John Wooden, Wooden. He has a quote that says, "Don't confuse movement just because you're moving leads around, just because you're texting Caitlin about something, or Nia or Mike or Jalen or Damon or Alois or whoever, you text, like, don't confuse movement with progress." Okay. Now let's talk about the sales funnel. Okay. So we first talked about opening and activity and income, IPAs, the differences between activity and income, right? Now we want to get into the sales income, right? My son's on my floor. That's why you guys see me looking down. Oh, sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Nia, do you want to talk about like our sales funnel and like what that looks like for them? I'll be right back.
Sure. So, as far as with the sales funnel, you have to have a lead, regardless of where you get the lead from. So, whether you're purchasing it from a vendor, or it's a family member, or referral, or like we said, passing out your cards. But the lead is what's going to make, the more people you talk to, that's the more opportunities that you have to present to be able to have a sale. So, leads to appointments. And I mean, we all know what an appointment is. And then as far as when you have the appointment, then you have to have a presentation. Once you have that presentation, then the goal is to close the client and, have that sale. And so, but it all starts with the leads. And if the money isn't coming in, you know, you just basically aren't doing anything. Like we said, you just burning time. And it all boils down to like Shar share That's my chart. But Cher says you know at least to have 4 to 5 presentations. 4 to 5 presentations, you're guaranteed to have a close. There's no way you're presenting to 4 or 5 people and you're not closing. If that is the fact, then it's something within your script that you know that you're not grasping, that you're not getting that communication or that connection, so to say, with the client. But if you are doing at least 4 to 5, you're going to close at least one of those, if not two. My goal, I always say, is either two policies a day or 5 in a week. And then I feel like, you know, once I do that, that's my goal. I always, you know, set standard, you know, standard to where you can always exceed the goal. So I say 5, no less than 5, but like last week I did 6. So yes.
Absolutely. So you know, I agree. If I can bounce back off of that, you know, when I got into the industry of final expense sales, and I realized, well, I can change my situation in 30 days with this business. If if I have a license, I can change my situation in 30 days. I really can. But like Eric Thomas said in the beginning, it's only if I was willing and how far I was willing to go, right? So I understood when my children went to school family from the hours of like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I use those hours to do my 4 to 5 presentations, right? So if I can do 4 to 5 presentations, meaning I'm either sitting at Mr. Jerry's house, I pulled up on Mrs. Sam at her salon shop because I know a lot of business owner friends and I'm just gonna go to their office or whatever that looks like for you. hmm hmm I want to make sure that I'm talking to at least 4 to 5 of them about options a day. If that's what I want though, like, is that what you want? Do you really want 10,000 a month? Do you want to be able to replace your income? Some of you guys are already at 10,000 a month in corporate, but like then you subtract taxes and then like all these other things, and it's really not that. But you know, likewise, what would it look like to double that? Okay, you did 10,000 in corporate. Now you have 10,000 coming in your business. Okay, now how can we double that? How can we make that from 10 to 20? How can we take that 20 to take it to 30? Right? How can we compound? How can we multiply? Right? How can we multiply? So Nia, what did you want to add on more to that sales right there?
Um, Really just the leads to appointments and presentations, then obviously applications, and then that just leads to deposits. I mean, that's just to sum it up, wrap it on around. Because once you do those, like I said, those presentations and you close, and you're guaranteed to see deposits. In correction, I'm sorry, I did 7 last week. um, but yeah, so I mean, it's possible. You just the more opportunities, that's the whole goal, the more opportunities and people that you have to speak to present to, that's giving yourself more opportunities for closes. And so it all boils down to, again, the leads. So however you get your leads, that's the start, that's the A, that's going to get you down to the Z, which is the deposits.
Absolutely. Drop deposits in the chat, family, if you're ready to go into this new week with some deposits. I believe everyone on this call has a license. I believe everyone on this call has a life insurance license. Hey, I like that, Cher. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that emoji. That's my emoji. Yeah, that's cool. So that's where the gap happens. It happens in the dials. Let's talk about it. The whole topic, you know, I wanted to take it back is we're closing the gap from activity to income. But remember when I said one of the biggest reason agents stall out? Remember that, family? So the reason why you heard me say that is because they'll do lots of dials, but they get no appointments. But it's probably because they like have a script slash energy problem. Like they're going into their dial day, like, "Ugh, I don't really want to do this. Me? Please, Nia. Be ready to buy some leads because you know why? I still am in the field. I am not above any of you guys on this call. Each and every single day, I am on the phones. Yep. Hey, Mr. John, how you doing today? Yep. hmm And I have a goal. So I have to show up. And like just because I'm connected with my family here or Miss Nia here or somebody else there, that doesn't mean I don't still do the day to day, right? So I'm locked in day to day. I don't let nobody distract me in my income producing hours, not even agents. Michael cannot call me. Michael Courtain, yeah, my upline, yeah, he's not allowed to call me in my income producing hours. There's no emergency. There's none, Michael. We could talk about it when I'm done around 3:30 when I'm taking that break to go get my children. I need you guys to have that same mindset when you're going into your day, right? Because that is one of the biggest gaps. You guys, people are letting their family distract them. People are letting their girlfriends distract them, their wives distract them, their husbands distract them. To me, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, you have to take control, right? So, sometimes this gap can come in where people are making a lot of appointments. Oh, I hear new agents all the time. Yeah, I have two like brand new agents, right? They'll get the leads, right? And they're like, yeah, I have a couple people scheduled for tomorrow. Listen, we don't do schedules. Who taught us that? We do one call closes. So if you got a client talking about you got four presentations tomorrow, like, no, you just got rejected four times and you put them off, like, kind of, they put you off to tomorrow. Now give it Nia, right? Sometimes we have those situations where they do turn into legit appointments, but those are for seasoned agents. I'm not talking about a seasoned agents that can identify a square client from a non-square client, right? We can identify when you become more seasoned. Just like after a while, like when you're eating food, family, and you know when somebody can cook when you're eating their food, right? And you're like, "Ooh, I taste that onion powder in their food. Ooh, I taste that black pepper. I taste that garlic powder. I taste a little bit of cayenne pepper in here. Ooh, I taste a little spice. Like I taste like you know what are you guys following me? It goes the same way. Like when you become a seasoned life insurance agent, you can kind of call out a spade is a spade. That client is not about to pick up the phone tomorrow. I'm sorry. But if you're seasoned enough, like you've been here a while, you've been, sometimes you will get appointments. Don't get me wrong. I've sold people who is like, hey, I'm at work. They're legitimately at work. Like, I can't pull them out of work out of the phone. Like, there's those cases. Like, don't let what I just said like go over your head, family. But I hear that a lot. So that's the number one thing that make agents stall out. They get appointments, but they don't get any presentations, which maybe they have a scheduling slash commitment problem. Maybe they have a non follow up problem. Maybe they're not assertive problem. So you can write that on your paper, like assertive. Hey, Miss Betty, I understand you're not available right now, but I'm actually not available until this time. Is that available for? Okay, great, because that's the only time I have, right? I'm not over here like Miss Betty, so what time works for you? Why am I giving her an option? I'm the professional. I am the salesman. I am the one with the higher power. I am not about like, but guys, like when we struggling, we trying to get any type of money we can get, we gonna do whatever we gotta do for the money. I get what y'all doing there, but y'all can't move like that. Y'all gotta be assertive, right? Like hey, Miss Betty, I understand that you don't honestly I'm very busy as well today, but I do have a 1 o'clock of opening. Does that work for you? Not Miss Betty, what time works for you? I have all day available. Now she's not going to take you serious, right? Now, another thing that I feel like agents have a gap, like, or a stalling problem, Nia, is I think that it's when they're doing a lot of presentations, Elite Nia, and they're doing no applications. Yes, honey? Do you hear that banging? I keep hearing banging. I don't hear any banging, but if they do, it's okay. Call, okay? Okay, love you. Okay. Now lots of presentations, and maybe they're getting like no applications, right? Lots of presentations and no applications, right? That could be something that makes somebody stray away from starting again tomorrow. Because, oh man, today I did so many presentations, family, but I didn't write nothing. And then so tomorrow comes, and because they have that in their head, they think, well, I'm just not going to do it tomorrow because I'm not good enough, or I didn't get to. Do you guys know that even at my level, I sometimes can go 4 presentations without a sale in one day, and I'll be so frustrated. I'll be like, ugh. But it's normal, even for me. But the goal is to get better. The goal is to continue to become more skilled, right? So you can get less no's. I still get no's all the time. I dial every day. Now, I might not do 8 hour days, 7 hour days, 5 hour days. I do what works for me because my schedule looks different than Nia's. Nia's son goes in school earlier than mine. I'm jealous. My kids don't have to go until they can't get dropped off till 8, 9 o'clock. Nia gets, what time you get to drop off your baby in the morning?
Drop them off at 7:30.
Like if I could be able to start my day a little bit earlier, I would be thankful. But who am I to compare myself to Nia's schedule, and who is she to compare herself to mine? Family, right? Not only that, but her son gets out of school before mine. So she get to leave the house a little earlier, like around the time that makes more sense when clients aren't really answering the phone. So again, you have to do what works for you, right? So now, another thing I'm gonna say, and that Nia, I'm gonna let you hit on, closing the gap, right? But these people were writing a lot of apps, we're not getting deposits. Or you're writing an application and you get one chargeback. So you're brand new in the business, 30, 60, 90 days in. If you're 30, 60, 90 days in, like 30 days in, you're new. 60 days in, you're new, but like you're new meaning like you're kind of just like new to the industry. Like you don't really know what's happening. You're 90 days in, like you kind of really still don't know what's happening, but you know what's happening. And if you're about your money, you're gonna go get the money and figure it along the way, right? I mean, if that's what makes sense for you. But sometimes family, you get a client that you write a policy for and they don't make a payment. And so the insurance company either will pay you up front and you now owe them, or they won't pay you at all. And you're like, dang, I spent that 45 minutes with that client. um, Kimberly, we'll talk about the chargeback at another call. But or we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about the chargeback on I'll send you a voice note to tell you how chargeback works. Or I can answer it at the end here. But sometimes you'll get a chargeback, and that's pretty much family where a client doesn't make their payment, right? And so because of that, an agent says, "Oh wow, like I wrote a client, I did all that work, I put in work, so what? Wow, wow. Do it again." Y'all don't like that, do you, though? That's my energy. That's how I get to the next level. Keep it going. Why am I going to cry about Miss Betty because she's 78 and she couldn't afford $60? Oh my gosh, like, grow up, offer her $60. Maybe she needs it. No, no, all jokes aside, don't offer her $60. But seriously, why are you upset because she couldn't make a payment when you've been late on a lot of payments and you in debt right now? Don't do Miss Betty like that. And don't do your business like that. And don't do your future like that. Yo, I paid 12,000 in chargebacks in 1 week. So what? I had made more than I had to pay back. I don't care. It's a chargeback. It happens. That's like saying you're a human and you're never going to get sick. Whatever. Humans get sick. Bye. You're not perfect. That's like saying I'm not perfect. I don't need therapy. Please. That's exactly why you need therapy. Because you think you're perfect. Like it just like for me, it's common sense, and I understand for others it may not be, and I apologize. But for now, this is going to be common sense for you. I'm pushing my beliefs into you. Because if you want to get to where I'm at here, if you want to get to 45, 25, 35 families a month, not only that, but get other people to help people that you introduce, do help them do the same. It ain't nothing if I do it, but if I can't, if it makes me feel like everything because I know Nia doing it. It does. It really does. I don't care about my 25, 35, 40 families a month if Nia ain't making it happen, if Sherilyn ain't making it happen, if Jaden ain't making it happen, if Mary's not winning, if Myron is not winning, it doesn't mean nothing for me to win because I know how to win. I have no choice but to win. I have kids and I have two baby daddies. They're both on child support and I ain't with neither of them. And I get $40 every 2 weeks. That's why I go. You guys, yes, it can get real ugly in this world. It can get very nasty out here in this world. So why am I sacrificing day in and day out? Why am I playing it small? I need to play large. It doesn't mean nothing to me because I know how to go get it. But I want to make sure you know how to go get it as well. I want to push my beliefs into you because that's what allowed me to win. I had to change my beliefs about a charge back. Yeah, I had to change my beliefs about um 5 presentations and no client sold. Yeah, yeah, I had to change my belief about, oh, I did all these dials and ain't nobody pick up the phone, right? I had to change my belief about Miss Betty stood me up. She told me to call her tomorrow at 3. I called her tomorrow at 3. She didn't pick up the phone. Man, I sound like I'm making a song right now. Like, but it's real. Nia, am I talking too fast? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, preach. It's facts. Paying chargebacks as well. Like we're no better than you guys. Like I'm paying chargebacks as well. I did the policies I wrote. Some did last week is paying some of those chargebacks off. So that's kind of like how you do it. Just keep it going. Yeah, I mean, you can't just cry. Can't cry about spilled milk. Just keep it moving. I mean, it hurts sometimes because especially when you just you begin to your mindset try to figure out the best way to maneuver, so to say. So you be thinking about, okay, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna this deposit is coming in, but then you don't get a deposit, and you're like, dang. Now you call the commissions department. They're like, oh, you got a chargeback. Now you owe 800. You just waiting on a 800 check, but then you just had your light bill that's 200 that's due next day, and you're like, oh my gosh. So again, you'll start maneuvering and figuring out ways to continue to keep it going without having the chargebacks affect you, so to say,
Yeah, without
because they're gonna come. They're gonna come. That's just part of the game. They're gonna come. You can't. I mean, you could be the best salesperson, the best insurance agent out there. KB, one of them, but she just paid back 12,000 in chargebacks. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to happen. You just got to learn to, like I said, maneuver around it, figure out ways to still uh, receive deposits. That's a lot of times too why I'll bounce. I have specific carriers that I use, but then I'll start leaning on one a little bit more because just the way that the chargebacks, I'm paying chargeback here, but you still need to have income coming in to make sure you pay your bills. So
Yeah, so Kimberly, I know you wanted to ask a question about chargebacks, and I hope that helped. So Kyla, she's in the chat. What's up, Kyla girl? She's so pretty and she's so tiny and short. She's so tiny and small. Y'all know if you don't know, I'm like 5'7". I'm tall. For a female, I feel tall, okay? Because all the women around me like 5 feet. I'm like, well, I got long legs. I can't help it. Kyla, she's so cute. Hey girl. Now, like Damon said, it's all a part of the business, but Kyla, we come from a previous business opportunity, and we had something called retractions. It was in my network marketing company at the time. And hey, we got some other 5'7" girlies in the chat. What's up? All right, sorry. So they were called retractions. So retractions, but here, Kyla, they're called chargebacks. So a chargeback just simply means the client didn't make a payment. That's it, and the insurance company already paid you. So guess what? Mary, Jaden, Myron, you guys are the only names I see. Nia, Renee's, I see y'all's names. I can't see any other names. Now the insurance company says, hey, Mary, you helped Miss Betty with $100 a month premium. Because of that, Mary, we're gonna advance you $1,200 for say. That's not the exact amount, family, but that's times 12, but not to include the 75% upfront and then her commission rate, whatever that would be, right? They gave you that money up front before Miss Betty even had a chance to make a payment most of the time, unless you're paid as earned. But all of us typically are paid on issue. That's why we do the business. So we can write Miss Betty $50 a month, but get $700. So that's why we can help Mr. James with his $400 premium, but we get sent like 3-4K. That's the whole point. That's why I signed up for the business. I love life insurance money. This money changed my life and it takes care of me and my children. Yep, it sure does. I have no reason to go anywhere else. I literally have no reason to go anywhere else. But that's a chargeback. So because the insurance company said, hey, here's this money up front, they're looking at you now like, yo, what's up? Your client didn't pay and we gave you money. So if we wasn't, listen, I'm about to look through my contacts real quick. I believe everybody on this call is a colored person. If you go in the streets and and homie whatever gave you something, he fronted you something, okay? He fronted you something and you told him I'm gonna have it for you at this time on this day. And you pull up on him and he pull up on you, you don't got it for him on this time and this day. What's gonna happen? Oh, he ain't gonna be too happy. Jody gonna be mad. Okay? Jody gonna be upset. And Jody is the insurance company. And you that were supposed to give Jody back the money on this specific day is Miss Betty when she was supposed to make her payment. Okay? I'll stop, Aaliyah. I'll calm it down.
I definitely was thinking about Big Worm. I know everybody's seen the movie Friday. And when you said that, the thing Sage put it in there. Big Worm pulling up saying, you playing with my money, Smokey. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Incorrect. Damon is right as well, Kimberly. I want to add into that. Every single company gives you 90 days to collect payment from the client. As well, I have tears in my eyes. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was too good. I just sorry. So, yes, you get 90 days to collect payment. So they're not the insurance company is not, pulling up on you that fast. Like we're going to take your carrier away. We're going to put you in collections with the credit repair agencies just because it's been 30 days. Like maybe Miss Betty needs another 30 days. So our job as the insurance agent, hey Miss Betty, how you doing today? Good morning. Yeah, I was just giving you a call today. I was checking in on you because we should check in on our clients anyway, right? Yeah, so by the way, Miss Betty, I wanted to give you a call because I noticed that your payment for the month didn't go through. Were you aware? Guys, guess what? Sometimes they're not even aware. Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know. Oh my God, I need that insurance. I got that insurance because if I die, I've had clients do go on a rampage because I called them to tell them their payment wasn't gone through and they were scared. They're like, "Oh my God, I need it. Like I don't know what happened. Like what's going on? Y'all need to fix it. They were supposed to take it." I've had clients do that to me. Yes, I had. Uh-huh. So because of that, Kim, right? We're going to make sure that we reach out to our client, right? We address the situation and we move accordingly. Now, unfortunately, if Miss Betty were in a situation where she just truly couldn't afford it and she thought she could, it's okay, Miss Betty. I understand. Listen, I'm going to be here for the life of you. Listen, I understand right now might be a tough time, but I'm going to be contacting you back in about a month. How does that sound, Miss Betty? Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Miss Betty, I hope you have a wonderful day. You take care and you stay blessed. I'll be calling you in a month. I'm going to be checking on you. Because now Miss Betty's going to think, oh, I care about her. I'm not just trying to collect a check right now and run off on her, right? So, chargebacks, Damon said chargebacks are extremely preventable. Unfortunately, the majority of agents are simply neglecting their business. And that's why I said you need to contact your client and check in on them. Hey, Miss Betty. Yeah, it's Caitlin. I was a young lady. This is how I talk to them. I literally talk to, hey, James. Yeah, it's Caitlin. I always say it's the young lady. Yeah, that helped you out with your policy last week. Yeah, yeah. I was actually just giving you a call. I just wanted to make sure you received that policy packet. Okay, perfect. Well, is there any errors you noticed? Any errors on the first name, last name? Okay, perfect. Well, listen here. If you need me for anything, or if an agent tries to replace that, you call me first. Okay? Alrighty, you have a great day. All right, bye. Check on your clients because when you get a charge back in 5 months because they were like, well, I signed up with her in January and she just ghosted me after she collected that check. You know how our people be. She just got her money and ghosted me. You don't want them feeling like that. And if you can afford an assistant, get an assistant to do it for you. I don't do it. I have an assistant. I pay somebody every single week to call my clients. Did you get your policy back? Yeah, this is such and such on behalf of Caitlin Barber. Did you get your policy packet? I have somebody calling my clients, hey, this is such and such on behalf of Caitlin. We noticed you didn't make your payment. Would you like to schedule a call with her? Eventually, you'll get to a point where you can elevate and systemize your business. Right now, you got to do the hard work. You are not above anyone. And it's unfair of you to compare yourself to somebody that put in the work, that put in the time, the blood, the sweat, and tears. I'm sorry, you're not above it. You're not. Put in the work, right? Chargeback prevention starts during the sales process. You're absolutely right, Damon. You're absolutely right, author. Fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So before we move on really quick, are we pretty solid here, family? Are we pretty solid here? Any other questions, Kimberly, about that chargeback? Or does any other person on the line, any other of our family members now have any other curiosity about anything? So I believe we answered the question on what a new agent can do to avoid a chargeback. Nia, we answered that, right? We totally answered that. Follow up with
Yep.
the client. Go ahead. You can elaborate.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, you pretty much answered the question. Follow up, check in. As far as with what Damien says about the chargeback prevention starts with the sales process, is you building that connection with your client, because they'll feel bad with by if somebody called, they'll, oh no, I've had somebody say the same thing, like, no, somebody tried to call me and no, I told them I got somebody already. Like, you build that relationship with them and stuff. So, it's definitely within the sales process, but we did answer the question.
Yeah.
Anybody else had any other questions?
So we do have another question in the chat. Um, how many leads should we be buying? And which vendor can we start off with? All right. So for everyone that is going into the business the way that we teach the business, so connected here with me, we're on the phones. I don't teach door knocking. I don't teach nothing else. If you want my results, follow my system. If you want their results, follow their system. So we're all on the phones, family, right? We're all on the phones, right? We're all buying leads, right? Okay. So I recommend, as a brand new agent, 50 to 100 fresh contacts a week. Okay. Now, let's talk about that for a second. I don't want to just say and move on. I don't want to just move past that. What does that mean, Caitlin? 50 to 100 new contacts a week. That just means that every single week I have a new list of 50 to 100 names. That's just all that means. I have a new list. I'm not calling the list from last week still. I am actually. After I call the new contacts from this week, for example, I have new leads coming in all the time. That's the only, well, for me, that's the way I'm able to sell all the time. I always have a lead coming in. I'm not selling off leads that I don't use social media. I don't use Warm Market. I am a mother. I have children. I have responsibilities other than me. Like I have to take more than just care of people, like more than just me. I have to say, I can't just take care of myself. I wish it. Sometimes I just want to be selfish, but I can't, right? I'm very selfless, actually. Most mothers are actually, we're very selfless. We have no choice but to be. However, um, I lost my train of thought. 50 to 100 fresh contacts a week. So if financially I'm not able to afford 50 to 100 new contacts, what will I do? I will ask my upline for some free leads, or I would do whatever I can to make it happen. Now, you're a business owner. I'm gonna be real with you. You're a business owner. Who told you could start a business and not invest into it? Who told you that? I do not know how to make money in this business without being consistent on the phones. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't. I don't. So don't ask me. I can tell you how to make money on phones. I can tell you how to be successful by following a system and being structured. Now, trust me, I have a social media. I'm very vocal, as you guys can see. I'm very vocal. I'll go on social media all day. I used to make stories when I like, come on, let me take it back. Let me be nice. When I was not able to buy leads and I was just grinding, I would turn on my front face camera. Hey guys, it's Caitlin. I hope you're having a great day. Listen here, I help people with life insurance, term and whole life specifically. Listen, if you need insurance, listen, life insurance is one of the most fastest, most quickest, most easiest ways to pass down liquidity to your loved one. God forbid something happened to you. And if you are uninsured, do me a favor and DM me. All right, now I'm going to go to Facebook and Instagram and every single social site and make a post. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna have to make millions and thousands and hundreds and consistently post to build a business off the internet. That's why there's not one digital marketer that I know that made one post one time and never post again. Never post again. Like they're always doing content. They're always showing face. They're always putting themselves out there. So if this is your way of wanting to do the business by just being on the camera, to me, it's duplicable, but it's gonna take you a long time. When you could just get on the phone and call 500 people today and make 30 grand. Not really, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I'm gonna be real. If you want the money, you're gonna go get it. Stop being soft. We're not being soft. We're not being weak. Listen, I am a beautiful woman and I know it, right? I have the hair, the looks, the nails. I'm very girly when I want to be, but I ain't scared of no work. Listen, I ain't scared to get dirty. Listen, my hands, my nails, they gonna get real dirty behind my children. They gonna get real dirty behind my future too. I am not scared to go out there and do what I need to do. So don't be scared, family. Honey, sir, gentlemen, lady, let's get to it. Why are we wasting time? Right? I'll be honest, I buy 30 leads and the rest are free leads and I make it work, period. Jaden bought 30 leads. She did 25, 20, her first 30 days in this industry. She only bought 30 of them, but she figured out how to get the rest. If you want it, hey, Caitlin, listen, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be transparent. Reach out to your upline. Your upline. Don't reach out to a coach. Reach out to your upline. Don't reach out to another agent that's not no, reach out to your upline, right? So if you're connected to me and you need leads and you're hearing this right now, I'm going to tell you right now, create a three-way chat with me, you, and Michael, because Michael's going to give them away. Okay. He's going to just give them to you. And you have to be vulnerable. Hey, I really want this. I really want to win. Can I get some leads? Absolutely. Of course, you can get some leads. If you dial them and you make a sale, we're going to all win. Hello. Why wouldn't we want to give you leads? Now, are we going to give you the big old fancy premium leads that cost $800-900 a pop? Why would we? No, no. You're going to have to go put in the work, honey. You're going to have to be the one dialing those people that I filled that out 3 months ago. I don't remember. Oh, well, you got to do what you got to do. Listen, I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I don't know. Listen, Nia, I ain't sugarcoating nothing with these people.
Full transparency. One of the clients that I closed last week was a lead that I had got from Mike. He had gave me like 2 weeks or so ago. And I had bought these like the next following week, but I was like, you know what? I still never squeezed the juice out of those leads that Mike gave me. Let me go ahead and call them and close the lady out of it. So you got to do what you got to do. I'm full transparency. I did 7.6K last week. So yeah.
What is the excuse? Like you have every opportunity. So we're moving on. I can't linger on that one there. I just can't. I can't, Nia. We're moving on now. We're gonna be closing the gap. Nia, I'm gonna let you talk about closing the gap. What are we doing closing the gap? How can we close this gap ASAP? Like there's 21 people on this call. Subtract Damon. There's 20 life insurance agents, including me. Okay. Damon is an agent, but like he's not like writing business with us. What can we do? Because we're trying to go, family, to 250,000 next month. There's a lot of other teams out here. They hate it. Yeah, they see that young girl KB, right? Not y'all, other teams, right? And y'all part of the team. Y'all part of collective. You guys know what I mean? And we got to win at a high level. We got to win. We're going for 250,000 for the month of September. Nia, what can we do to close the gap? Because we already did 100,000 together collectively. We already did over 130,000 together collectively. We've already submitted over 80 applications together collectively as Collective University, right? Not just me and Nia, but all of you guys. You guys helped create this. It's not just me and Nia. It's not just me, right? So, like, what can we do, Nia, to close that gap?
So I feel like closing the gap, we just, like I said, the things that we discussed today, as far as, your goals, I think that everyone should set a weekly goal of an AP, of what your goal is, and then we'll figure out the next step. As far as, I think I went through this with Tiffany actually earlier this week, her weekly AP, and then how many applications she needs to submit to be able to reach that goal, and then what need to be done as far as to get into the goal. So as far as the leads, we discussed how you get leads. If you can't get leads, you can't purchase leads, how to, do organic leads, reach out to your upline for leads. But I think it all boils down to us, um, getting a goal weekly. One of the other things too, I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you something really
Like, you
quick.
got to show them that.
I gotta show you guys. Hold on one second.
Mhm.
Bear with me, bear with me. So let's see. So this is something that I have.
I love it so much. Are you
So
please?
I don't know if you guys can see this.
We can see you, girl. We can see you, girl.
So this is my board. I just pulled it off my wall. But as you can see how I do things, I have my monthly AP, my deposit AP, then I have my goal for the month, my families to assist, recruits, referrals. But the most important thing is, hold on, this presentations, calls, sales appointments. So I went over this with one of the other agents the other day, but this has helped me. It's something visual that I look at all day. And then, like I say, through the week, I did 7.6K week 3. But then it just says, presentation is how many we can get to. Um, the quotes is considered a presentation. How many calls, meaning, you had actual conversation, not somebody pick up and say, oh, I didn't ask for this and hang up on you. How many sales I had, and then actually how many appointments. So I don't know, this may help someone, but this is what I look at all the time. Is, like I said, right in front of my desk here in my office. And um, yeah, so if y'all want to take a picture of it, that's why I got it here. So y'all can kind of look and see.
Please take a screenshot. Please
Yeah,
take a
screenshot.
screenshot.
I'll
Absolutely.
post one. I'll post it inside of the chat for you guys too, if that helps. But if you want to do it right now, you can do it as well. But so yeah,
Said
this
I
is
can already.
this is something that I, like I said, that I do and I've done, and it's helped me. So that's part of the goal. Like I said, your weekly goal of what you want. And then just reach out to us, because we don't know. Like they say, closed mouths don't get fed. And we don't know what you're having struggles with unless you talk to us. Like Caitlin said, you have to be vulnerable. That vulnerability will allow us to be able to meet you where you are and help you meet your goal.
Yeah, vulnerability, family. And you'll learn this as you continue to grow in business, especially if you want to grow in leadership or in impact. Vulnerability is going to take you a long way. Being a person that shares, like, I love to tell people my story. Like, Jalen and Mike, those are my guys. They don't really like when I tell people my story. Like, they like it, but not the deep one. Like the very deep one, the struggling one, the hood one, that one. They don't really like it, and I don't care. My story identifies me. My story makes me. My story is the reason why. I am the powerful woman that I am today. And I am so confident in saying that. I know those trials. I know the times that I cried